Hey, what's up? It's your boy Big G, Gary Hayward, aka the Corruption Officer. This is my channel. I'm coming at you with videos about my experience of being a Rikers Island correction officer. You know, for my shield for correction officer, my true inmate numbers of when I went to jail for hustling and selling drugs and doing all kind of things on Rikers Island. Today's video is about the time when I'm fairly still a rookie on the job. I'm working in CIFM, which is C76 on Rikers Island. They call it the community center because inmates that go there, they either sentenced to a year or under, or they got, I'm not gonna say petty charges, but they got short time. They're not going upstate. So this particular time I'm working in a housing area, and there's an inmate, because, you know, when they're in there, you know, of course, inmates work out all day, calisthenics, push-ups, pull-ups, dips, you know, I guess to pass the time. So I guess they figured I was relatively a new officer. So this one inmate started working out, like not in front of me, but right in front of my view where I could see. And I noticed that me and him was making eye contact. He was ice grilling me all day. So, and from the streets and from the academy, they said when an inmate ice grill you, meaning give you the stare down, you look him in his eyes, you don't turn away, you don't look down, and you let him know you mean business. Just as much as you staring at me, I'm staring at you. So I'm ready for whatever it is you want to bring, basically. So this inmate was in really good shape. He was doing push-ups and set of clips, doing push-ups I never heard of, Superman, suicides, all kind of push-ups he was doing, right? So I noticed he wanted my attention. So what I would do is I would turn to pay attention to something else that's going on in this direction. So no matter what direction I turned, this inmate would come and get in front of me or where I can see him and start working out, doing whatever he's doing. So this went on. Like, he worked out all day. I mean, this is what he did. You could basically see every muscle, every trap, every pec, everything he was doing, and he was sweating, right? So he's ice grilling me, pacing back and forth, saying his little motivational saying, we ready for war, we ready for war. So now at this time, it became entertaining to me. So he seen me laughing at him, right? So then now we get into a little verbal altercation, and he swears he knows me from the town. When I see you in the town, you see what's coming, blah, blah, blah. You know, at the time, it was basic inmate talk, threatening the CO, this, that. So I knew that I couldn't let this inmate punk me in front of all the other inmates. So basically, it got to the point where I was being relieved for lunch, and I told him straight up and down, when I come back, I'm going to take this badge off. Me and you going to go into the bathroom. We're going to get it in. We're going to see what it is. You know what I'm saying? So when I left, I'm in the lunchroom or the officer's cafeteria, and I'm telling my partner, listen, when I get back, I'm about to set it. I'm about to pop on this inmate. He been talking shit all day, and I know he got his people in there, everybody watching, and I know I can't let him punk me, because if I let him punk me, then my whole career, not even my whole career, throughout the jail, the other inmates ain't gonna give me respect, the officers ain't gonna give me respect. So I knew when I got back to that housing area, I had to get it in with this dude. And I'm gonna be serious with you. This dude was in so much shape, I was doubting myself. I was wondering if I could really take this dude. But now I don't open my mouth. I don't set it up. You know what I'm saying? So when I go back there, I got to get it in. We're sitting there talking, and then an alarm rings off in the officer's cafeteria. That means that all of us officers got to run to a staging area, put on our helmet, put on our vest and everything, and go to where an officer needs assistance. That means an officer pressed their panic button on their waist. So we went and we got suited up and everything, and the captain said, come with me, and we running behind the captain. We running down to the area. And I noticed we going in the direction of the housing area I just left. And then I noticed we stopped at the housing area where I just left. This is my housing area. So I'm wondering to myself, what transpired, what took place, what happened in the time that I left? When we got there, the officer was in the officer station, and she was stuttering, and she said, gunshots. So we all looking confused, like, gunshots? She said, yeah, somebody shot a gun in there. And we knew she wasn't lying, because we looked at the gate, and like all the inmates was on the gate wanting us to open the gate so they could get out of the housing area because somebody in there had a gun. So confused, you know, the captain cracked open the door, and one by one, we let the inmates out. We pat the inmates down to see if they had the weapon, laid them down, handcuffed them. So it was 30 inmates, about 30 to 50, or 30 inmates on this side. So slowly, we did this. More of our officers came, more captains, everybody came, because the officer is insisting that it was gunshots in the housing area. Now, mind you, we are inside the jail. We're on Rikers Island. We're on NC 76. So for somebody to say gunshots, you know she's gonna be drug tested. You know, anybody involved, including myself, because that was my housing area. And we really need to get to the bottom of this and do an investigation quick. So we got the inmates out, handcuffed them. So now we go in the housing area. And when we go in the housing area, real cautious, because now we got all the inmates out, didn't find a gun. We see another inmate that didn't come out, laying on the bed with a gunshot wound to his leg. Like, he had a gunshot wound. And he's screaming, CO, I've been shot. Somebody shot me. So now it's real. Now it's a real situation where there's an inmate sitting there with a gunshot wound to his leg, and we all sitting there looking around like, how, who, how, but we really didn't have time to answer those questions because we had to find this gun. We had to find this weapon. He wasn't, who shot you? This and that. I don't know. This and that. Well, I know I was laying here and I got shot. Okay, cool. Medical attention. They got him up out of there, took him to the hospital. Now we searching the housing area. We flipping over, pulling out all kind of pipes and the ceiling and everything, looking for this gun. So we moved the locker. Me and my partner moved the locker. Well, my partner really did. I was right next to him. And it was a short P380 gun there that holds about 7 rounds, 6 in the chamber, 1 in the chamber, 6 in the clip. And it was there, and nobody touched it. And we called the captain over, and we couldn't believe that there was a gun right there in the housing area under a locker. So now all the forensic people come in, all the deputies and everybody coming from all over the alley, all the wardens and deputy wardens and everybody coming in, IGs and gang intelligence, and everybody comes in there, internal affairs, whatever you want to call it, all there doing this questioning everybody. I got questioned. My partner got questioned, the person got questioned. And what was, of course, us officers, we're new. So I wasn't corrupt at the time. And, in the academy, they tell you, watch out for officers bringing stuff in and watch out for inmates trying to con you to bring stuff in. But this was different. You have a gun and a person that got shot. So now as the days went on after that, I found out that the inmate that I threatened that I'm going to come back and I'm going to whip your behind and we're going to get it in, that was the inmate with the gun that shot the other inmate. So I'm sitting here like bugging. Here I am talking crap to this inmate and he's sitting there all the time packing a gun. Now, as the investigation went on, we found out that the inmate, somebody got him that gun. The inmates was working on the outside crew, which clean and police the officers' parking lot. They were honor inmates that were with the officer. They went outside the jail to clean the parking lot. What happened was somebody left the gun there. The inmate wasn't properly searched. Coming back inside the jail, that's how he was able to get the gun inside the jail. And the scheme was to shoot the inmate so they could sue the city, because how did the inmate get shot inside the jail? Now, you can fact check this. This was, had to be 98, about 98, because it was my first jail, C-76. So I'm sitting there, we all thinking about how he got it in, what officer would be crazy enough to do that for him, or was it an officer because it was the officer's parking lot. So many things went through my head, as in, I'm sitting here talking smack. If he really wanted to get it in with me, he could have popped me right then and there, because officers are not allowed to bring guns inside the jail. So I'm sitting there wondering, like, what officer would do that? And then I'm sitting there vowing and talking to myself and my friend, like, yo, whoever did that is foul. I would never be a corrupt officer. I would never bring something in to for an inmate. And I remember in the academy, the instructor kind of knew, because they kept emphasizing, don't let these dudes get close to you all day. They got chances, time to plot on you, listen to your conversations that you have with other officers. And they even told female officers inside the jail that, listen, one of you female officers are going to sleep with an inmate in this class. One of you. And I thought that was a very bold statement to be saying about somebody's character. We're officers. We taking an oath. We get our badge on. You know what I'm saying? And you trying to tell us that somebody's going to bring stuff in and that one of these females are going to sleep with an inmate. So this is Big G. Make sure you hit that bell. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and stay tuned for that video about females sleeping with the inmates, having babies, and everything, because I got the inside of the inside. It's your boy Big G, the corruption officer. Stay tuned to my next video.